Why is it that sometimes it just gets hard to gain weight? I'm sitting here hitting at least 5,000 calories a day, sitting at a body weight of around 210 pounds, and I always get to the point where I feel like my body just does not want to gain any more weight. And that's what's happening right now. And you get to the point where you feel like it's just meal after meal, and you just have to stuff your face and get that food in by the end of the day, because if you don't, then you have to make up for it the next day. And if you don't do that, you aren't at your calorie level, and you certainly won't gain weight. Now, as I do this, as I go through these meals, and I get my food in, and I do my best, and as I go through these meals, I often wonder, how is it that all these people are obese and overweight? How are they able to just pack on the pounds? How can they eat enough food to get that done? That's one question that I ask myself quite a bit, because it's honestly a part-time job to get in the amount of calories that I'm trying to get in each day. Now, the main reason that comes to my head as far as a solution or an answer to that question of how these people can continuously pack on the weight, it seems like it's effortlessly. I mean, these people are trying to lose weight sometimes, and in that process they find it hard to lose weight, or they continue to gain weight. Gaining weight is almost just like this thing that happens magically for most people. It's just a given that if they don't watch their diet, they're going to gain weight. You see it happens just over time for nearly everyone. And I sit here and wonder, how are they able to do that? Because I try, but it's hard for me to pack on weight past a certain body weight. Now, the only thing that I can really come up with, well, I'm going to say that there's two things, but I wanted to talk about this subject because the answer to me really brings up one of the major benefits to actually carrying a fair amount of muscle mass and actually being active in the gym throughout the week. Because in my opinion, and I feel like I'm spot on with this, the more muscle mass you carry, the more calories you expend on a daily basis. Complement that with the fact that if you're carrying that muscle mass, that means that you're training, so you're also expending more calories to simply get that work done that's involved with training. So you have an advantage when it comes to being able to eat more and not gain weight, but at the same time, as you grow, as you get bigger, as you add, slabs of muscle, you have a disadvantage when it comes to gaining weight and getting bigger. Now, to me, this really opens up the door to a long, huge, drawn-out, thoughtful discussion of the fact that the body really does not want to hold all this muscle mass. If it did, I wouldn't be having a hard time right now packing on more muscle mass and packing on more weight. I would simply be able to eat a moderate amount of calories, train, and I would grow. That's not the case. Unfortunately for me, that is not the case, and that's not the case for anyone, especially a natural athlete. Steroids, it's a different story. I've never been there, so I can't really say a whole lot about it, but I guarantee you that it's easier to pack on muscle while eating a similar amount of food for a steroid user versus a natural athlete. Now, back to the main point though, is the fact that this is basically proof that the body does not want to carry all this excess muscle mass, and it truly is a challenge to be able to put it on. Like I said, it's the bigger you get, the more of a disadvantage you're at for gaining more muscle, because you have to eat that much more and you have to be that much more consistent with your training. So it's a twofold topic. I feel that this could spark a great discussion. I would love to speak about this more and more and learn other people's opinions on the matter too. But I always come to this thought when I hit this plateau, and I can tell that my body genetically, I seem like I'm at the ceiling. I really want to get up to this 220 mark, and I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to have to start, eating more, using strategic eating methods to really get more calories in, and that just means to really start implementing more calorie-dense foods. Ultimately, the purpose of this video, I started this video because I just wanted to talk about the disadvantage and the advantage of getting big. And the disadvantage is that you have to eat more to continue to get bigger, which you always want to do, because once you get the bug for training, you tend to stick right with it, and it really never leaves you. And the advantage is, if you train a little bit during the week and you build up some significant muscle mass, you have a lot more freedom as opposed to a person who carries the minimum amount of muscle mass necessary just for them to live and move their skeleton around. So the benefit to muscle mass in training allows you to be a lot more flexible with your diet. You can overeat and not pay for that as much as a person who's sedentary and just carries the minimal amount of mass. I guess I just keep coming back to the fact that I'm amazed at how all these people can just continually pack on weight and reach up into that 300-pound mark or even more. And I'm talking about just regular people who just go to work, they don't train, they don't focus on their nutrition at all or anything like that, but they manage to just continually pack on weight. And like I said, I've come to the conclusion that if these people wanted to solve that problem, which many of them do, all they would have to do is get into the gym a few hours a week. All they would have to do is build up a fair amount of muscle mass as a result of that gym time. And literally, these people could solve their weight gain problem. Diet is important, but it's such an advantage to be active in the gym for a few hours a week, and it's a huge advantage to carry muscle mass. If you think about why a lot of people say that guys can gain or lose weight, actually, guys can lose weight so much easier than women. Think about the fact that guys naturally carry more muscle mass than women, and that should open up your eyes right there, and that should tell you and show you the benefit to gaining some muscle mass. Now, your average guy can lose weight easier because he carries more muscle mass. Multiply that, 1 or 2 or 3-fold, not 1-fold, because if you multiply something by 1, it's the same, but multiply it 2-fold, and you are going to come up with a person that is extremely efficient at burning fat when they want to. You're also going to come up with a person that is inefficient at gaining more and more mass as time passes. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm near the genetic ceiling. I know it. I've been training hard for around a decade, and this type of thing just happens. So I guess, I'm making this video because I'm a little frustrated. I'm making this video because I think this is a worthy topic of discussion, and I'm making this video because sometimes when you're bulking, you just it's tough to bulk up to past that genetic limit that you feel that your body has. Your body just is not hungry. You don't feel like eating, but you know that you have to get it in because you want to see that scale weight go up. Like I said, I'm going to keep going with this because I do want to see a new weight on the scale that I've never seen before. I want to continue to take my physique to the next level. But I just had to talk about one of the main thoughts that always happens to me when I go through a nice hard bulk like this. And it's just that fact that I'm amazed at how easily other people can put on weight that aren't active, and how that activity in carrying muscle mass really makes it difficult to continually get bigger. And so that's it, guys. I cooked my chicken for this meal number 2 during this video, so it's time to eat it. Obviously I got 200 calories worth of chicken here, so you can imagine that I have to pack on at least another 800 to 1,000 calories on top of this chicken. So time to get to work on that, get meal number 2 in. Think about what I said, and I would really appreciate some comments. I think this is a really, really good discussion topic, so take the time, listen to the video once or twice, think about what I said, and let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you've ever stalled or get to that frustrating position in your bulk, or your cut for that matter, and let me know if you realize, or if you agree with me, that if people would just get in the gym a few hours a week, just a few hours a week, they could solve that problem of not being able to lose weight. They could much more efficiently lose weight and also be less impacted by the poor diet choices that they make. Thanks again for watching. I'm checking out and eating meal number 2.